Had to cut this truck off for a minute. You know, I'm gonna give a shout out to Exotico United channel. Now I have my disagreements with her and I have my agreements with her. You know, and basically what she does is call out the the hypocrisy of a lot of these black women and their self-hate issues. Far as they this stuff that black men have been noticing in the space for years, especially when it pertains to self-hate, colorism, texturism, uh, featureism, and I remember years ago, back when I was in my 20s, I had this book called the Willie Lynch Papers. And the Willie Lynch Papers was a diabolical book that was written by a slave master or a slave owner. He came from the Caribbean. I think he was from Jamaica. And when you read that book and you break it down and you see a lot of the self-hate amongst black women, particularly black women, because when you really look at it, black women are the most colorist, and especially the ones that's unambiguous. When you find out they are more colorist than the light-skinned women who they attack, or the ambiguous black women or biracial women that they attack. And it's funny that I always found this, listening to Chrissy, whether it be Chrissy, whether it be Paris Milan, or any of these what you would consider ambiguous black women. Now me, I see beauty in all the sisters, no matter if they dark skinned with what you call C4 hair. I don't know all the hair textures and shit. I'm a dude. But I see beauty in women that have unambiguous features. I see beauty in that. I see beauty in biracial chicks that are light-skinned, what you would consider, like I'll say like Halle Berry or Vanity or something like that, where you clearly they look what you would consider what she Exotico United consider ambiguous features, whether it be the hair texture, the skin color, because sometimes you can have a biracial chick that has all the hair features of a typical biracial girl, but have the flat nose, the broad nose, lips, almond-shaped eyes that's clearly Bantu. Or you can see some that have the full like basically like what you call tight curled hair. I ain't gonna say nappy, tight curled hair, but have European features. Or they'll have both. They'll have dark, like Kim Porter. Kim Porter was one of those women that had, even though she was a dark-skinned woman, had those what you call European ambiguous features. And see, sometimes when you even in my family, like my dad was biracial, and my mom was dark-skinned. So, my dad, he had green eyes. He had very light skin, very loose texture, curly hair. Now, his brothers, they were darker. They weren't biracial because they was by different fathers. So, I noticed this when I started getting older, and then when I was a kid, because I was a lot lighter than what I am now. Not that I'm glad that I got darker, I'm glad that I got darker the older I got. So the thing is, always when I was a kid, when I was in a relationship with my first wife, she was like Lupita Nyong'o dark, but she was beautiful. Had West African Bantu features and all that. That's what attracted me to her, because she had those features, and she just had flawless dark skin. Just flawless. Just, it was beautiful, man. Flawless dark skin. And she had a relative that came from out of town, and the relative said to me, "Ooh, you a good color. You good. You a good color. I ain't too black, but I ain't too light. I'm like I passed the brown paper bag test. That she said I passed the brown paper bag test. I knew what it mean, but in a way I felt kind of disturbed by that. I felt kind of disturbed by that. And then also when I went to Africa, and I noticed, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I didn't look like the typical African. I look way different from that. I sticked out like a sore thumb, and everybody could tell that I was not African just by the way I look. I look what you would consider ambiguous. So people would always ask me, was I'm mixed? I say, I got white blood in me, probably about two generations, because most Black Americans, due to the white men laying up with the black women on the plantation, you had different shades of black people, different features, look like different ethnic groups. You might have some black people that look, Black Americans that look Cushitic. You might have some that look like Khoisan in the face. Depend. Because even Africa is a diverse continent with diverse people. But when you point out the self-hate that a lot of black women, they have this inferiority complex with themselves. So normally they don't look at themselves as a standard of beauty. They always promote a more ambiguous or a lighter skinned woman as they black standard of beauty, which is that go you to the exoticos, the biracial chicks. So it's like a video I did years ago when I said that black women, if you really look at black women, how the black woman is, it's like this. The black women will promote an ambiguous woman as they standard of black beauty, instead of themselves, because to themselves they feel like they unattractive, even though they might be the most beautiful woman. A lot of these sisters that feel this way, some of them look better than some of the light-skinned biracial chicks I've seen. That's why I say I don't know why a lot of them hate themselves. Now, let's be honest. I've seen some atrocious light-skinned chicks that thought they was the shit, all because they was light-skinned. Like, for instance, Tiny. Tiny, to me, even though she's a light-skinned biracial woman, she's got some ugly-ass features. She's an ugly chick. She's an ugly chick. But by her being a light-skinned woman, she felt she had an aura of superiority. And then you look at how their kids came out, because, T.I. real ambiguous looking herself, And that's like even with my family. I got family that's a mixture of, I got family that's biracial in my family, cousins that's biracial. I got cousins that can pass. I got nieces and cousins that can pass for biracial. They black. So, I mean, when you look at I remember when SARS WP was talking about reorganizing the race, I said that'd be difficult to do. You'll basically have to break people down and put them like damn near like what Nazi Germany did, But black women have this self-hate issues with themselves, and this is another reason for all the divestment as well, because a lot of these black women felt that they weren't attractive enough, and they always had to try to compete with the light-skinned or biracial women. But the thing is, they'll promote them women over them as the beauty standard, and not only that, they'll go as far as wearing different kind of fucking texture of hair in their head. They contort their faces, they contort their noses and shit. They do all they try to do to look like anything other than a black woman. Even from the children. When they say, I heard black women say, I don't want to have no darky baby because it's already hard enough. So why would I have a dark-skinned baby? You know, so they got now in their mind having a dark-skinned baby, you know, to them having a dark-skinned child is tantamount to having, you know, you giving birth to them. They'll say, I heard a black woman say, I ain't giving birth to no black monkey. I'm listening to this black woman. I was like, damn, you sound like a white supremacist saying this shit. And this is a black woman. This is an unambiguous black woman saying this kind of shit. And this shit don't be coming from biracial and light-skinned women. You'll have biracial light-skinned women that get with a brother and have a child. They may have a child that's ambiguous, and one child that's unambiguous. But that biracial woman will not. A lot of them will not show no difference. They'll love them children no differently. They'll love them children no matter what, even if their child come out looking dark-skinned. I've seen biracial women with dark-skinned children, and that be a child, and have a light-skinned son or daughter and treat them no different. But dark-skinned women, they do treat their children, if one lighter than the other, they'll promote that light-skinned child over the dark-skinned child. So now you creating a problem. That's why I say a lot of these black women, they create the problem and then want to act like, you know, that they haven't created this problem. Because I don't see biracial women when they do that. When I see biracial women, when they have dark-skinned children, they don't put their children out there like, oh, this, you know, they treat. I seen biracial women, light-skinned, ambiguous biracial women with dark skin. May have a dark-skinned daughter and a dark-skinned son. Them be her children, and she don't treat them no different. She loves them both equally because she'll say, them my babies. But you'll have a lot of these black women that have a darker-skinned child or a lighter-skinned child, and the darker-skinned child get the short end of the stick. And how I know? Because that's how my grandmother operated with my uncles and my dad and my aunt, who were both biracial. She treated them differently. And I noticed it when I got older. The older I got, the more and more I noticed the shit. That she would treat my dad and my aunt different from my uncles. Because my uncles were dark-skinned. And my uncle seen it. It was so bad, my one uncle, he only came by every blue moon because he was the darkest one. And he went out there by him being so dark, I always called, you know, boy, you black, this and that. He went out and created a way for himself, went to college. But even all that, he just said, man, you know what, no matter what I do, I cannot escape how I look. But he didn't have no self-hate with himself. A lot of this shit is women, man, not so much as men. Men, we really don't trip off that shit as much as women do. Women, you'll have, check this out, you'll have niggas that be light-skinned, biracial, dark-skinned, brown-skinned, and we can still kick it, go to the basketball court, shoot some ball, drink a beer with each other, and then if something go down, we fighting with each other. I had friends and shit that were light-skinned, biracial, brown-skinned. Somebody fuck with us, we clicking up. You know, we clicking up. This my nigga. You know, that's how we did. It's always been this beef with light-skinned and dark-skinned women in society. And yes, white supremacy does play a support in that because they use the lighter skin. They weaponize the lighter skin against the darker skin. You know, even on the workplace, at the workplace, you go to a workplace, and you might have, and this is a proven fact, because you have biracial said this shit when they go to at the job. When the dark person leaves, they'll have all kind of shit to say about the black dude, the dark skinned black dude, and the dark skinned black dude, a black woman, a good person, but soon that person leaves the room. All of a sudden now they the worst individual. The light-skinned person They confine all that shit to the biracial or light-skinned person. Like, you know, you different from them. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing that, you know, that Exotico pointed out, and she had a video about it. Because she had a video a long time. People don't, you know, I had to go back and look at our archives, and she had a video saying don't use us as a weapon against darker skinned black people. She told white people that. This something I got to vouch for, because, you know, I was kind of going ham. I just went ham on her because she was saying shit about black men. Don't leave us out y'all women shit. But since you talking about this subject matter, I noticed she had a video where she said she hate when white people on a corporate job weaponize them against the darker skinned black people and say, oh, you different from them. I did hear she go out and say she don't like that. A lot of biracial people don't like that. Don't like the fact that you tokenize them and tokenize light-skinned people as the safe Negro. And I told her that in a video in the comments, I said the reason why you ain't gonna get a lot of problems, a lot of biracial people don't get a lot of problems because they see y'all as the safe nigga. That's the truth. They do, and she admitted it. But another thing too, with a lot of these biracial chicks, they know they get exalted in the black community. I told her that, you know, that y'all get exalted in the black community, that they exalt you all as the standard of beauty in the black community. You know, and what she called Blackistan, which I told her that Blackistan was actually black women's creation, not black men's creation, black women creation from joining Gloria Steinem's feminist movement. But that right there, you know, I said, yeah, of course you the safe nigga. If you like, you know, they consider you less threatening than somebody that's dark skinned. Like, look at me, I'll be more threatening than somebody that's real light skinned. But the darker that person get, the more they white people have a certain kind of feeling about that darker skin, especially if you're a brother and you real dark skinned, you like 6'3", 6'4", athletic. Yeah, they're gonna look at you with a kind of they're gonna look at you like with a little bit of hatred and fear. But they know that in their mind, they know if they say something to you, they picturing you wrapping your hand around their neck and breaking their neck. So they make sure not to say, I love black people around that person. But soon they leave that person leave, and the biracial man or woman there, they like, I don't like him. He's something criminal about him. He may not even be a criminal, but due to his skin color and the way he looked, in their mind, darkness equates to criminality. And white people always have done this, even though some of them the biggest goddamn criminal thieves, murderers, and shit on the planet. But I just wanted to touch up on this video real quick. And I'm going to say this for you sisters, man. And this ain't no hit. I know y'all biracial women gonna get mad at this, but I think it's time that dark-skinned women and unambiguous women need to start setting the standard for beauty of blackness. But if they don't do that, that's all on them. If they want to still keep promoting a light-skinned, ambiguous-looking sisters over them, to make them the standard of beauty, I ain't gonna get mad at biracial women for taking that crown. Shit, that's the crown they was giving it. Shit, that's the pedestal y'all put them on. So shit, I don't get mad. Y'all, that's something y'all black women need to change. Even though you do have colorist niggas, but yes, that's something that black women really gotta change and start having pride in their beauty, their unique beauty. You know, that's all. Over and out.